So, Hogwarts Legacy came out not long ago. I did not get the chance to play it yet, but I am excited to do so, and I will definitely make a video about it. But until then, we are going to talk about the Harry Potter films, my favorite movie series of all time. We all love and know the Harry Potter movies and its creepy characters like this dude or this nice bald man. There is no kid on the face of this earth has never wanted a magical wand or a flying broom or these moving newspapers. So today I'm going to rank the main Harry Potter movies, which means that I won't include the Fantastic Beasts films. And what I want to say is that I do not think that there is something called a bad Harry Potter movie. I loved all of them, so even the lowest one on this list is worth watching, and it is a movie that I do indeed like. Number 8. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The only reason I put the second Harry Potter movie as the worst is that I think that this movie is the most boring out of the 8 films, and it is also the longest. The movie starts really good. This opening is one of my favorites. Harry goes with Ron in this movie to Hogwarts on Mr. Weasley's flying blue car because they were unable to get into the 9 3/4 platform. The car is one of many things that comes out to my mind when I think about the Harry Potter movies. When they get to the castle, they get some good old Snape Dothlov because they were seen by no less than 7 muggles. They don't get expelled because the movie's name is not Severus Snape and the Chamber of Secrets. After that, we get introduced to the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Gilderoy Lockhart, and take this as a rule in the next films. This teacher always has something behind him, but the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher in this movie is just simply an asshole. He thinks he's a great wizard, but he just uses magic as a business, and he is not actually that good. And to be honest, he's not that important in the plot of this movie. And here comes my biggest problem with this film. It is too long. The mystery only starts 50 minutes into the movie. Until that, it is just goofing around, Ron throwing up a snail, some Draco was an asshole scenes, and these blue things freaking out students. But don't get me wrong, I like the goofy shit in the Harry Potter movies, but 50 minutes is just too much. Let's say that I continued watching and got to the mystery that this movie presents. To be honest, it is a bit interesting, but the exposition is slow and boring. Yet the duel between Malfoy and Harry where he discovers that he can speak the Parseltongue was pretty cool, and I liked the conflict in Harry when he doubted that maybe he is Slytherin heir, but they did not really focus on that point, even if it would have been really interesting. Additionally, the Hagrid storyline was a bit misplaced and did not make a lot of sense in some areas of the movie. But you know what is the dumbest thing in the Chamber of Secrets film? It is the fact that they didn't ask Myrtle first how she died so they can know where the Chamber of Secrets is, but instead they started making this whole useless investigation that led nowhere, and then it got to their minds in the end of the movie to ask her, and boom, Chamber of Secrets, baby. On top of that, the plot twist in the end that Ginny was controlled by Tom Riddle to open the Chamber of Secrets and to do all the other nasty shit was kind of dumb and underdeveloped. Also, the confrontation between Tom and Harry wasn't the best. Like, the scene where he reveals that he's Voldemort always makes me laugh. What the hell are you doing? Just say you're Voldemort, don't over dramatize the situation. But to be clear, I enjoyed the fight between Harry and the Basilisk. It felt very chosen one-y. Okay, after that, Harry destroys the Tom Riddle diary, therefore prevents Voldemort from going back to life and doing his evil shit. Then he frees Dobby, Lucius Malfoy almost kills him, and then this year's at Hogwarts ends. Not bad, a solid 6 out of 10. It's still a Harry Potter movie and I still enjoyed it. Number 7. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This movie is one of the most important Harry Potter films. It featured the beginning of the end because this movie was the first part of the final Harry Potter saga that will end this beautiful story. It is everything it should be. It is not one of the best Harry Potter movies because it did not need to be. I think it did a good job setting up for the next film and final one. This movie features the beginning of the search for the Horcruxes. The start of the movie made me feel that this is actually the beginning of the end, with Hermione erasing her parents' memory and the Dudleys moving out, and all the other characters that we saw in the course of the series gathering in one place to secure Harry. The second section of this movie felt like a road trip film with our love trio trying to get leads to find the rest of the Horcruxes. I liked the journey. It wasn't anything special, but it was fun, especially the segment where Ron has something like a turn to the dark side side. I do not know what the creators of the film wanted me to feel, but it was kind of funny and comical. The final segment and the climax of the movie where they are taken, where the Death Eaters are, is really good. The movie closes on a sad note with the death of Dobby, which gave Harry more motivation to start the real battle with Voldemort. Unlike the other Harry Potter movies, I really do not have a lot to say about this one. It is nice and a good setup for part 2, but it doesn't have anything special. It was kind of average. Number 6. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This movie holds a special place in all Harry Potter's fans' hearts, because it is the one that started it all. I do not think that this movie is one of the best 5 Harry Potter films, but we have to give it the credit of starting the franchise and visualizing the world that already existed in the books. I love the start of this movie. It introduces the world perfectly, and the owl scene is just iconic. After Mr. Dudley burns the letters and Harry does not receive them, Hagrid, my man, goes personally to escort Harry to the Hogwarts train, telling him he's a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And to be honest, when I go back to this movie, I notice that the acting is not the best. The children's reactions don't feel so natural. Like when Hagrid tells Harry that he is a wizard, it feels like the director told him, "Now, look surprised." Then we go to Diagon Alley, and what I really loved about this movie, that first time seeing it, we were like Harry. We did not know how this world worked. We were following him and learning with him. But when I go back to this movie, I enjoy it. But I think that the first time seeing it is the best. I am sure that I will never feel the same as watching it when I was little. Putting that aside, we arrive at Hogwarts where all the magical shit happens. We learn about the houses and we get introduced to the teachers like Snape. And let's be honest, we all were waiting for him to betray Dumbledore through the course of this movie. But too soon? Too soon. After that, we started to know more about Hogwarts, seeing the sports they play, the classes they attend, and where they sleep. We take like 30 minutes of just introduction to the Hogwarts world, which was perfect. Then, the main plot of the movie that revolves about the Philosopher's Stone starts, after they find a giant 3-headed dog guarding something in a room. At first, they think that Snape is the one that is trying to steal what this dog is guarding, because when anything happens, we can blame good old Severus Snape, just because he looks like the manifestation of evil. The progression of the story sometimes feels like the only reason they got this far is either they got lucky, like this dude telling Harry about the Philosopher's Stone, or Hagrid says something stupid like the Nicholas Flamel stuff. After these pleasant coincidences, they get to the room that the dog was guarding. After that, they go through some challenges. Ron sacrifices himself, if you can actually call that a sacrifice. Then Harry reaches where the Philosopher's Stone is and finds out that Snape was not the one that was trying to steal it. It was Professor Quirrell and Voldemort sharing the same head. If you are a non-Harry Potter fan, I won't even try to explain that. To be honest, this scene always makes me laugh. Like, this evil dude obviously tells you to come here and you just go to him without even trying to resist. Like, what the hell are you doing? Stop! On top of that, I do not really understand how Harry got the Philosopher's Stone. The mirror was supposed to show you what you desire, not make it true. So that was kind of dumb, but this is the first confrontation between Harry and Voldemort, so it is important. Then Harry beats Quirrell because he's Harry Potter and his mother loves him so much. Gryffindor wins the House Cup somehow, and overall, great movie. Even if many things did not make any sense, but it's a Harry Potter movie. I do not think I should think about it too much. It is, after all, the best introduction I could have ever hoped for. Reaching the top 5, we have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This movie is the first in the Return of Voldemort saga, and I think that what they tried to do in this film is really ambitious, and it made sense, because here they focused on the political approach with the Ministry of Magic interfering in Hogwarts. And on top of that, this movie introduces Luna Lovegood, and Luna is a gift from the heavens. So to go more into the details, the movie starts with 2 conflicts, and they introduce them and tie them together well, with the Minister not believing Harry that Voldemort is back, and he has a reason to do so because he lived in the era where Voldemort is alive, and he is afraid for these days to come back. But in the same time, Sirius hints that Voldemort is gathering an army and searching for a way to destroy Harry. Then we go to Hogwarts, where we are introduced to the defense against the dark arts teacher, Dolores Umbridge, who is political corruption incarnate. Also, what I really liked on this movie is showing the influence of media, with Seamus and the others claiming that Harry is lying and Voldemort is not back. I love that detail, even if they did not really press on it more. Back to Umbridge, where she is trying to destroy the education system in Hogwarts by making it like ours in the real world, and she also does this. which proves that she is indeed a psychopath. At first, to be honest, I did not think that the rise on the ranks of Umbridge at Hogwarts School made sense, but then I thought that the entire mystery of magic is supporting her and Dumbledore has some other shit to deal with, so I believe that it was acceptable. So does all of this mean that this movie is perfect? No, I still think that the Umbridge stuff took a little longer than I wanted and the shift of focus was a bit sudden. Wait, is that Percy? What the hell are you doing? Harry is your brother's friend. But I do not really care, cause you know why? The finale of this movie is so good. Seeing Harry, his friends, and the Order of the Phoenix confronting the Death Eaters was really cool. Watching Sirius Black and Harry fighting together was heartwarming, until he dies tragically of course, which leaves a huge impact on Harry, wanting to directly avenge his father figure's death, but he does not, cause he is Harry Potter and he is a good guy. On top of that, we see in this movie the first on-screen confrontation between Dumbledore and Voldemort, with him calling the Dark Lord Tom. How badass is that? But really, man, the duel between them really proves that these two are the strongest wizards alive. Then Voldemort tries to brainwash Harry, but he fails because Harry has friends and Voldemort doesn't. Make the connection. After that, the Minister is convinced that Voldemort is back. Of course, he does that only when he sees Voldemort leaving the scene. Then Harry and Dumbledore have a moving conversation. After that, the Hogwarts year ends. In conclusion, great Harry Potter movie. I will always enjoy rewatching it. Number 4. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Well, I know that there is many mixed opinions on this movie in the Harry Potter community, but this film was in fact my favorite. But after many rewatches of the series, I decided to make it number 4. The reason I considered this the best before because everything good about Harry Potter is in this movie. But to be honest, this film still has some problems, which can make some of you think that the Order of the Phoenix is better. But the good stuff overshadows the bad aspects of the movie. One of the many things I love about the Goblet of Fire is that it gets down to business almost immediately, with the first scene being Harry dreaming about Voldemort talking with his followers, which means that this movie will feature another attempt of Voldemort to go back. Then we cut to Harry Potter and the others getting ready to Quidditch World Cup, and we get introduced to Prince Charming, Cedric Diggory. There, they encounter Death Eaters. After the Death Eaters go away, the movie presents Barty Crouch, a dude I did not care about in the slightest, not about him or his son, even if they are related to the main plot of the movie. After that, we head to Hogwarts and we get introduced to the main event that this movie features, the Triwizard Tournament. And we learn that there is other magic schools in other countries, and we are presented with a new defense against the Dark Arts teacher. Of course, he has nothing suspicious to hide, but Dumbledore said that only students over 17 can enter the contest, and Harry is still 14. The movie's name is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, so of course he's going to enter. And the scene where Dumbledore screams at Harry after he gets chosen by the Goblet of Fire always makes me laugh.
It's a conspiracy theory!
I protest!
Harry!
I protest!
Can't put your name in a Goblet of Fire.
So the main mystery of the movie is who put Harry's name in the Goblet of Fire. But the biggest problem here is that in the course of the movie, they do not even try to find out. It's all about the tournament, so I never actually looked at it as a narrative problem. I just focused on the contests, which were, by the way, pretty cool. The first task is dragons. I liked how Harry uses the thing that he is best at, fighting the dragon, which was flying. The action and the CGI were great. Then we go to the awkward dancing part. The thing that I like about this part of the movie is showing that our heroes are not children anymore. They are teenagers, so they are struggling to find a dancing partner. But the dancing was awkward. After that, we go to the next task, which is going underwater for an hour, fight creepy looking mermaids to save your best friends. Hogwarts is truly the safe environment for learning magic. So Harry takes the second place because he did not only save Ron, but the French girl's sister too. After that, we go to see a memory of Dumbledore's, of the trials they made after the death of Voldemort, and they found out that Crouch's son is a Death Eater, which turned out he is the same dude in Harry's dream from the beginning of the movie. To be honest, even if I should care about this, because it felt crucial to the plot of the movie, but I really just wanted to be back to some magical shit. Later, we arrive at the final task of the tournament, the maze. Okay, long story short, they enter the maze, the French girl gets swallowed by the trees, Victor Crumb is brainwashed, and the only remaining contestants are Harry Potter and Prince Charming. They decide to touch the cup in the same time because neither of them would have came this far without the other. And of course, this is not a decision that will cost this dude his life. Okay, now we get to one of my favorite scenes in the whole franchise, the return of Voldemort. The finale of this movie is maybe the only reason that made me put the Goblet of Fire higher than the Order of the Phoenix. Even if the finale of that movie was also excellent, but this one is where the Dark Lord returns.
Get up! Don't you turn your back on me, Harry Potter! I want you to look at me when I kill you! I want to see the light leave your eyes!
But maybe the best magic exchange in the entire series. Oh yeah, I forgot Cedric dies, by the way. This movie opens a new era in the Harry Potter franchise, because now Voldemort is back, things will be different. And yeah, Moody Eye turned out to be Crouch's son, using a Polygon Juice potion, if any of you cares. Overall, I love this movie. I don't know why many people hate it, but let's be honest, it's kind of cool. Number 3. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This movie is one of my favorites, for no other reason that it ended the series, and it did it well, delivering, in my opinion, a satisfying conclusion to the Harry Potter franchise. The previous movie, The Deathly Hallows Part 1, was a setup for this film, and I felt like all of it was the climax for Part 1. Some people hated that fact, but I thought that it was a natural outcome. There is no need for another build-up, because we got it already. The movie starts right from we stopped in the previous movie, continuing the search for the rest of the Horcruxes. But then, like 30 minutes into the movie, the action begins, and it goes on for the rest of the movie with the trio going back to Hogwarts, because the rest of the Horcruxes are there, but Hogwarts is not in the best condition. Snape is headmaster now. They started using torture as a punishment for students, and the dark arts became a mandatory subject. Professor McGonagall dealt with him, and now they have to buy Harry and his friends some time to go and find the rest of the Horcruxes. So what we see is that students have to fight this army of dark wizards until they destroy the Horcruxes and Voldemort dies. What I love about it is that it is clear and simple what they should do. On top of that, the Hogwarts battle is amazing and the action is great. While watching, you feel the final battle vibe. Almost everything from the other movies is back. The Chamber of Secrets, the Mordor's map, and a lot of other stuff. It can look like a nostalgia bait, but no, their return made sense in the story. And even if it is, it worked. On top of that, the Hogwarts battle looked like an actual war, but using magical sticks instead. But seriously, seeing children, students dying left and right, it felt like this is real. Voldemort does not have a problem killing every student until they give him Harry Potter. The people who died, they are not background characters. Fred and Lupin died, for God's sake, two of my favorite characters in this movie series. But more than that, this movie offers the most shocking revelation in the series. The dude that looked like the manifestation of evil, the guy who we hated from the first time we saw him in the first movie, turned out to be a good man. Severus Snape is one of the best characters in the franchise. His story is tragic, and the fact that all this time he was watching over Harry and protecting him because
You have your mother's eyes.
no, he doesn't. The story of Snape is one of the greatest things this movie series has to offer to the world of fantasy films. After Harry finds out about Snape's story and that he is, in fact, the last Horcrux, the one that Voldemort never meant to make, comes one of the strongest messages these movies offer. Harry now learns that he has to die for the Dark Lord to be beaten. So he now accepts his mortality, the inevitability of death, that one day he will die, and that day has come. It was really powerful and impactful. But of course he couldn't just die. They had to bring him back to life, even if it technically made sense because he has the Sorcerer's Stone and it can resurrect him according to the rules they set up from the first film. But still, what really could have been better is killing him off and letting his friends continue what he started. But either way, I was happy that he was still alive. It's no big problem. And the scene with Hagrid walking while carrying Harry's body is heartbreaking, even if we know that he is still alive, but Hagrid doesn't. On top of that, the speech that Neville made was really good, and the scene where Harry turned out to be alive was pretty cool. But then we reached the finale, the final confrontation between Harry and Voldemort, with Neville killing the snake, the last Horcrux, and Harry finishing him off. Great movie and a perfect finale. And the scene with the trio 19 years later with their children and Malfoy deciding that the dark magic shit is just too much for him always makes me tear up when I see it. Number 2. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Some of you may think that The Deathly Hallows Part 2 is better, but this movie is just too good to put it in anywhere than second place. I feel that this one is one of the most focused Harry Potter films. The movie begins with the coolest character entrance I have ever seen in my entire life. Snape is now a Death Eater and a spy in Hogwarts, and that Malfoy is assigned to do something inside the school. So all the pieces that we need are presented to us in the beginning of the movie. The second part is where the understand what Voldemort is up to. Therefore, in the way, we learn more about Tom Riddle. So Dumbledore asks Harry to get close to Professor Slughorn, who was Tom Riddle's teacher when he was a student. And that's because this professor has explained the concept of Horcruxes to Voldemort, but they did not know that, so they need to get their hands on his memory where he told Tom about the Horcrux stuff, but Slughorn is ashamed of this memory, so it will be difficult to convince him to give it to Dumbledore, but after using a book that information Dumbledore needed. Here comes the third part of the movie, with Harry and Dumbledore going to find a Horcrux. They succeed after the coolest magic move to ever exist, and then we get to one of the best finales, if not the best, to come to Hogwarts. But then Snape, and we see that in this movie, did not accept death. He obsessed over obtaining the power of immortality, but Harry in The Deathly Hallows Part 2 does acknowledge the fact that he is going to die. So I love this movie, and I wouldn't have put it any lower on the list. Number 1. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. When I say that this movie is the best, it is the beginning of the tonal shift in the Harry Potter franchise. The colors are the story that it tells has no ties directly to Voldemort like the others. It is the perfect Harry Potter movie. Like a person, the acting is better, he is not static anymore, he interacts and does stuff and makes decisions, and we see that when he got mad and raided this movie. The danger is not the Dark Lord, it is Sirius Black, a guy that escaped from Azkaban, and Harry was told that this dude is a loyal servant of Voldemort, and he is coming to kill Harry. After that we are introduced to the other conflict in the movie, Professor Lupin, that has a mysterious vibe around him from the beginning of the movie. So this film has these three main conflicts and feels so natural, like we go from weird Lupin stuff to him teaching Harry how to fight the Dementors to Harry investigating patterns of this through the entire run of the movie, with the map showing Peter Pettigrew halfway through the movie. I felt that I do not think that any movie franchise will take Harry Potter's place as my favorite movie series of all time. Not Star Wars and not Lord of the Rings. I watched all of them and I loved them, but Harry Potter will still be the one that I will always love and come back to. Thank you guys for watching the video, but thanks to who did. Please like, share and subscribe. See you on the next video, and check out my previous videos.